stripping myself from social media, from the anxieties of what other people were going to think about how I was behaving and all this shit. It gave me the opportunity to accept the change that I was going through.
Bad little flex, she wanna know me. I stay low key, all gas, no brakes, baby. Let them hoes sleep. Body on 10, make your girl OD.
Hello, guys. Welcome to As Your Big Sister with your host, Asia, my queen. That's me. How you doing? I'm so happy to be back. I'm acting a little shy, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all because I'm not shy, but I'm shy right now. I think it's because I feel like somewhat of pressure to be a new bitch right now because I have been off the grid for 30 days by the time this comes out, a little over that. So I feel like I have to have this this knowing of everything. And I've changed, guys. I have changed. Some things have changed. Some things have happened. I am evolving. I am living in what I want to be, the bitch I want to embody, and it's great. It's amazing, and I want to talk about that. I want to talk about how I did a 30-day detox from social media and how it has helped me evolve into the bad bitch that I am right now. I never thought that I would just be this free and this open, right? Not outwardly open, but I am outwardly open, but not just outwardly open. I'm inwardly open to receiving things, right? Open to receiving the goodness that I have been manifesting and thinking about and dreaming about. I'm open. We could want things, we could ask God for things and stuff like that. But if we're not open and have our hands out to receive the things that we're asking for, we can miss our blessings. When I tell you guys, if anybody offers me anything that I want, I say yes, period. There's no oh, are you sure? Me? No, I'm yes, it is for me. Thank you. Whatever. Yes, thank you. I need it. I'm here to receive. God put you here to give to me, baby. I'm here to receive. I'm here to get my things. Thank you. And this is just the most beautiful feeling. And I knew that there was going to be a certain type of maturity, a certain type of knowing of myself once I detached from people, the thoughts of everybody else. Don't get me wrong, I love y'all. Oh, I love y'all down. I'm obsessed with making videos, watching videos. I love it. I love hearing people's thoughts about things, but it got loud, baby. It got really loud. Oh my God. Every voices got loud. My voice got quiet. It actually went all the way down. They turned her all the way down to 0. And it got to the point where I'm a loud ass bitch, right? Naturally, my voice is very loud, okay? So you could only imagine how my internal dialogue is loud as fuck. So as I'm quieting my voice because I'm ignoring her, because think about it, when you're in a conversation with somebody, okay? I'm sure you guys have been here, but you no longer want that person to continue talking. You occupy yourself over here. Like you're just like pretending you're doing something else to have that person shut the fuck up. So it's the same thing with your inner voice. If you keep running away, if you keep not making the time to acknowledge what she's feeling, she'll get quiet. She won't shut up, but she'll get quiet. So my voice got quiet. Everybody else's voice got louder and louder and louder and louder and louder, right? And then it got to the point where I was like, okay, who am I? What am I? What do I believe about this? What do I think about myself? Have I thought about myself in days, weeks? Like, have I even taken time to ask myself what I feel right now? So as I'm like not doing those things, I'm also like trying to feel, right? But then I'm not acknowledging those feelings, but those feelings are also wanting to emerge. But then it's just all over the place. So like I said, like my inner voice was just like so all over the place because it was like desperately wanting to be heard, but like I was too busy on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. I was too busy, baby. We got vlogs to watch. We've got things to watch. I want to know how this person feels about the fact that like aliens are literally here and making it known. But I didn't even ask myself how I feel about the fact that the aliens are here and like making it known. So just like one of those things where I was just like ignoring myself, which we are now talking about why. Baby, I'm scared. I'm scared of what's up here. And not that like she's dangerous, which kinda. It's just, I don't know. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm gonna keep it 100. Because right now I'm just keeping it 10. I don't like that. I'm gonna keep it 100. I think I'm just so capable and so incredible of so many great things. And I think when I shut myself out, it almost proves to, who is it proving it to? Proving it to myself that I'm not, right? Like, I know deep down inside that I just can do anything I put my mind to. But then there's a side of me that shuns myself and talks very bad to myself. And I do things to self-sabotage to prove that person right, that side of me right, like that I'm not capable of things, that I'm not good enough, that I'm not smart enough. Like, I mean, that girl does it, but like, I don't think I could, like, but then there's another side of me, like I said, like, that's like, I know you're so capable. I know you can do all these things, right? So those two sides are constantly arguing with each other. They're constantly going back and forth. And I wanted to take the time to listen to myself, right? I wanted to listen to what I was saying, what both sides were saying. Like, what are we talking about? What's the topic of discussion? I wanted to know that. Right? I wanted to know what I was thinking, what I was saying to myself. And I wanted to tackle that. Like, hey, like there are like a lot of instances that have happened in my life that I shame myself for so bad. And that voice was getting fed every single day, because like a memory will pop up and I'm like, oh, like how can you be so fucking stupid stupid. Like, that was so dumb of you. Like, how desperate. What the fuck? I was literally talking about myself like that, talking about my teenage self like that, talking about myself that was in my early 20s, mid 20s. I was just trying to be loved and trying to figure things out, and still am, So I wanted to listen to that voice. I didn't want to run from that voice anymore. Run from that voice from distractions. And those distractions were social media, were the likes, the comments from people, the comments to people, the DMs, the constant, news. There was always something new, something exciting. You could find something exciting in 2 seconds when you get on social media. And that exciting thing and I'm not saying exciting like happy, like I'm saying exciting that's something that will wake you up, and something that will be an alert to your body. So when I'm constantly fed with that dopamine, right? That news, so-and-so broke up and this is why, and all this stuff, I'm able to be caught into everybody else's drama. And so mine gets pushed in the back burner. Those voices that I'm running away from gets pushed. And that's what I wanted to do, was push those voices back as far as possible, because those voices are really scary. Right now I'm reading a book called Dopamine Nation by Anna Lemke. And there was a part that really, really stood out to me. So I had to bookmark it. Okay. Let me read this to you. Boredom is not just boring. It can also be terrifying. It forces us to come face to face with bigger questions of meaning and purpose. But boredom is also an opportunity for discovery and invention. It creates the space necessary for a new thought to form, without which we're endlessly reacting to stimuli around us, rather than allowing ourselves to be within our lived experience. And I'm like, oh my God. Wow. This is why, so many times I feel like my brain is coming out of my ears. There's so much information that I, don't need, that is not mine, that is not going to do any good for me. I don't need to know who's breaking up. I don't need to know. I don't need to know who's getting a divorce. I don't need to know who cheated on who. I don't know you. Okay, I don't know you, but we get caught in these people's lives and what people think about these people's lives. And it just is such a distraction from my own, especially when I'm in a space where I'm trying to figure some things out, right? If I have the room for a little tea, cute, but most of the time, I don't. I have so many things to unpack in my own life. I don't have the time to sit up here and really, really care about the next person's. I really don't. For instance, when someone's just trying to vent to me, it's hard for me to be okay, they're just venting. They don't really need my advice. Even though it's the most annoying thing to me. Why are you telling me all this shit that you're going through? And it's some crazy ass shit. And you just want me to just nod my head to it. That makes no sense to me. But whatever. A lot of us do it. Okay. But it's so hard for me to just not take all of that in for right now, because I do want to get to that space where I am able to have those discussions with people without wearing their feelings and internalizing their feelings. How a lot of us be I'm an empath. In real life, I am an empath. I wear people's emotions and feelings on me. So at this time, I'm just taking the initiative to know what I think about myself and know what I think about the things that I've been through, know what I think about where I'm going, and just listen to myself. And with this time, it's the craziest thing, guys. I've only spent 30 days offline, and I have gotten to know my dad a lot more than I ever have. I have 2 jobs now. I'm feeling comfortable wearing my natural hair on YouTube. Like, what the fuck? Like, guys, if you're not watching this, okay, I literally have a fro right now. This is the craziest shit in the entire world to me. And this is all because, like, I'm just taking my time and paying attention to myself and my feelings. And although social media is such a tool for me and it's a place that I love being on, I needed to step back and get to know myself. You know, we're constantly evolving and we're constantly growing. And the person that I'm growing and evolving to, every time I got to get to know that person. And, you know, especially around my birthday, you know, my birthday was in July. I really started to feel that shift. You know, I feel that shift every birthday and every new year, you know. I know a lot of us are in that space where we're just like, whoa, I'm feeling a little different. Hold on. And for me, I couldn't force myself to still stay connected with people while simultaneously getting to know myself. Like, it felt irresponsible when it felt very irresponsible to myself and low key to the people that I love to exist in their space when I was just feeling so out of body and uncomfortable. So speaking of feeling out of body, I had a therapy session and I told her that I was starting to feel like my body didn't belong to me. Like, I'm not in the room, even though I'm physically in the room. And I could literally, guys, it's the craziest thing. I could sit here and be here and completely leave and not know what I just heard, what I saw, all that. Like, I could literally do that as like we're speaking right now. And she was like, oh, okay, so it sounds like you're disassociating. I'm like, okay. Because for a minute now, I felt like I was on autopilot, which when you disassociate, a lot of times you are on autopilot. Like, you don't know where you're going. You're just going, you know, you're just used to going in that direction. And you're just kind of like blindly like going. So those of you who don't know what disassociation is, it is a mental process of disconnecting from one's thoughts, feelings, memories, or sense of identity. Everything started making sense after that. Everything started making sense after she said that one word. That's the beauty of therapy. Love it. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I'm also going to do a video on disassociation because, like, this is something that I'm very, very now passionate about, because now I know how many people are also going through it, because I'm able to kind of like, I don't like to like clock people for real, like, you know, just like, oh, you're going through because I don't have the tools, like I don't have the degree for all that. But because I have experienced it, I'm able to kind of see when people are clocked out. So the other day I was watching the documentary about Lil Baby, right? I think it's on HBO. Yeah, it's somewhere on HBO. Whatever. It doesn't matter where it's at. Documentary on Lil Baby. I looked over to my partner and I'm like, his interviews and his interactions with people are so interesting, because I always feel like he's not there. Like, his eyes don't look like they're in the conversation or in the room. It just always looks like he's somewhere else. And so as I'm watching the documentary, he's talking about his upbringing and just what his life was like as a kid. And he mentioned how he had to disassociate from his environment to just go throughout the day. Those weren't his words exactly, but very, very similar. Like, there was a lot going on in his neighborhood, and he had to learn how to separate his brain from his body to just get through in the environment that he was in. And I was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. Why every time I see him in interviews or interacting with people, he does not look like he's there. And so now I'm just like seeing it in other people and hearing other people talk about it. And I'm just like, one, so hurt about the fact that that was the way a lot of us have to live to survive where we've come from. But another side of me was very happy that like there were other people talking about it, and also providing tools and stuff for people who are also dealing with dissociation, not being able to stay present and things like that. But yeah, I'm going to make a video about dissociation very soon because like, yeah, it's becoming something that I'm very, very, very 100% passionate about. Like, oh my God. So coming out of this 30-day detox from social media, I am like, okay, I have to come up with some type of like game plan with how I'm going to treat these apps, because I could easily fall right back into the cycle of dissociation, not hearing myself, not acknowledging myself, clouding my brain with other people's thoughts, all that stuff. I have to come up with a way where I don't fall into the trap again. And if I do see myself almost falling into the trap, I want to come up with a game plan as to how I don't fall into that shit again. So I got this journal from Target. The cover says mindful. I'm going to like put a picture or something on the screen of what it looks like. And it's just something that asks you like 3 things you're grateful for, your intentions for the day. It talks about your water intake and stuff like that. So you fill all that out in the morning, and then at night you do a reflection. And that has been something that has been like a savior for me. It has been a way for me to, again, connect with my feelings, connect with my thoughts, guide myself through what I am feeling and thinking, and also not putting too much pressure on myself to know what I'm feeling and thinking. It just allows me to just write freely. Right. So like that's one of the things that are in my game plan. Another thing is the music that I'm listening to is just reminds me to come back to self. Cleo Soul, she dropped a new album called Heaven, and it is so beautiful. Oh, and the frequencies on that album just brings me to a peaceful state. It doesn't bring me down to where I'm sleeping, but it doesn't make me feel like I just took a shot of pre-workout. Like I'm just at a super even space. So I recommend that album. She put her fucking foot in that motherfucker. Another thing I have done, and I'm also going to do an extensive video on this, is I am now reparenting myself. I'm going back and I'm giving myself a hug. I'm going back and I'm talking to myself and reminding myself that those mistakes that I made, it's okay. I'm okay. I'm fine. I don't want to continue to call myself dumb and stupid and you gullible ass bitch. I don't want to keep doing that. My knee-jerk reaction is to be hard on myself about things. If I forget something, if I accidentally drop something, break something, I'm always like, fuck, what the fuck? Get super frustrated with myself. And then I have to think about, how would I feel if a little kid did this exact same thing? If a little kid forgot this piece of paper, if a little kid accidentally dropped something, if a little kid accidentally broke something, if they just made a mistake, how would I speak to that child? And there's no way I would show that child that what they did was just an abomination, like I do with every mistake that I make. So yes, I might get into a space where I'm like, what the fuck? Like, just remembering something so crazy that I did. And then I'm like, no, it's okay. And I will physically give myself a hug. I will hold myself so tight and be like, it's okay. That's fine. Now let's talk about a better way that we could do this next time we are presented with an obstacle like this. Because you don't deserve to speak to yourself in any negative way. And so as I am reparenting myself and re-loving on myself, it's feeling so good, and it's feeling so like I could breathe. Like I could breathe, guys. Like I can literally breathe. I feel like I can breathe. And I haven't felt that in a long time. For a long time, I felt like I was holding my fucking breath. And now I feel like I can breathe. I can jump. I can stretch my body out. The other day I took a dance class. Like I went to a studio and took a dance class. It's been so long. I think we're going on like this 7th year. Last time I've been at a studio. I learned a routine. I mean, I'm going to say that very lightly because like I'm not good at picking up on choreography at all. But like I learned a routine. And like I knew that was a great moment to reparent myself. Oh, we're going to get into that. Oh, we're going to get into that very, very soon. I think like next episode, we're going to talk about that because like that is just like an extension of this one, to be honest. Stripping myself from social media, from the anxieties of what other people were going to think about how I was behaving and all this shit. It gave me the opportunity to accept the change that I was going through. So this shit is fucking dope. It like loving yourself is just awesome. Like, yo, like nobody can come into this motherfucking tell me otherwise. Nobody could tell me shit about shit. You get what I'm saying? Like nobody could tell me about me. Okay, you want to say something slick, but like I got my back. I got the tools to bring me to where I need to motherfucking go. I talk to myself nice. I say nice things to myself. And that voice is louder than anybody's. I talk to myself and I remind myself of my value. I don't need it from anybody else anymore. And that shit, oh, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. I had a job interview today. I showed up to the interview in this afro. That's how I knew. Bitch, shit has changed. It's different around this bitch now. It is different. It's different. Yeah. It's a lot different. This is a whole fucking rebrand, bitch. We out here. Thank you so much again. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe on YouTube. Tell everybody how fine I am, how smart I am, how great I am, how funny I am. They want to know. This is As Your Big Sister. We out. Bye-bye.